Hi, Kim, our best. I know it's been a little while since we've talked, but we have a request to talk about relationships and building an amazing relationship like what we have together, especially now with COVID.
Yeah. So we have gone on dates every week for pretty much our whole married life, I feel like. And we know lots of other couples who also go on dates regularly, but we also know lots and lots of couples who don't ever go on dates or who don't date very often with each other. And so we want to talk a little bit about dating and why it's so important to go on dates all the time, like every week. And then like some ideas about what those dates can be. So let's talk about why, first of all. So, uh, when before you're married, when you're dating somebody and they're going to come pick you up and you're all excited, you look forward to it, and you dress up, you make sure you look nice, you make sure you smell good, all those things. And then you plan something fun, you go out and do it, right? So after you are married or after you're in a permanent relationship, whatever that might be, you want to keep doing those things because that keeps the flame alive.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives you that opportunity to spend time together, to have fun together, to it's just a really important thing to keep things strong between you. And it gives you that opportunity to connect and to remember why you fell in love in the first place.
Yes, in fact, just last week we experienced our 33rd anniversary, and we have been kindling that flame, and it's been growing and growing and growing since we got married 33 years ago. We had the most amazing experience. We just love spending time together.
And this might be kind of a strange thing to some people, but we both feel like we are more in love now than we were when we got married. And we would just love to share with you, how to do that as possible.
Okay, so what to do on the date? So what we have done, ours kind of evolved by just going out to dinner. I just needed. We had 7 children, so I needed to give her away from her
get me
environment
out of here.
and get our time to connect. Because if we're not connecting, we're not the best parents we can be. We've got to be have a strong connection and be united, and to get her out of that environment. And with me somewhere so she can just have a kind of a download and relax, and we spend quality time together. So what's worked for us is going to dinner. So
because that's what we love. We love to not have to fix it and not clean it up, right?
Yeah. And what else that did for us is a communication where we could sit across from each other or side by side and hold each other's hand, and where we could talk about, strategize. And it's kind of like with a business, you have this offsite where you just get away from your environment, where you can go somewhere and be creative and do amazing things. And that's what the date does, is get you out of your environment and off somewhere with the person you love, so you can communicate and enjoy and talk about the challenges, talk about the amazing things that you want to do and plan for the future. So anyway, that's the one thing that we did. But the most important thing about that is every Friday, no matter what happened, no matter what's going on, we made that a priority so we could invest into our relationship.
Yeah. One thing that has been really fun for us too is like during the week, sometimes you're too busy or you're too tired at the end of the day or whatever. There's just so many things you don't ever get around to talking about, or like you're just talking about like what's happening, who's going where, and who's doing what, right? And so on those dates, you get that opportunity to talk about like your ideas and how you feel about things, like all the things that you just might not get around to at any other time if you didn't have that one-on-one connection time.
Right. And then now, last thing, just with the COVID. So when this kind of hit really hard, I was kind of excited to try new things, and because we always go out to dinner and we can't do that now.
Well, the restaurants are closed.
And so we had to become creative and find some new things that we could do. So, like go to the movies and in your car.
Yeah, like an outdoor movie.
Yes,
something.
And then we'd go to Texas Roadhouse and order there and bring it home, and then watch a movie at home on Netflix or Redbox or something like that. But we'd have a movie night and dinner in our home, or go for a walk. So many places you can go for a walk. In fact, one of our favorite places to walk in the evening is river bottoms in Provo or in Orem, Utah. And a couple of weeks ago, we went there, and we were the only ones there. There's only just a few people because it's like dead and nobody's there.
It's like a little outdoor shopping place, and it's got fountains, and it's really pretty, and they play music.
And a big, beautiful gazebo where they put bands to play, and they do all these things. And we stood in the very middle there and danced.
Because they still had music going. So
and the music was going, and the lights were on, and nobody was there. It was so beautiful. So experience new things. Get out of your old habits and find new habits, because things are changing. So we've been adapting to that, and be creative and have fun with that.
And just find what you love. Like maybe you're a great chef. You don't want to go out to dinner or something. To just find out what you love. Like if you guys love hiking together, do that, or whatever it is that you love to do together. And let's talk about one more thing really quick.
Okay.
Poverty. We went through a time period where we were literally too poor to go out. Like we didn't have money for dates, and it was really hard. And especially if you have children at home, it's way easier if you have somebody old enough to babysit, especially like during the COVID thing. But you might need to be really creative on how to find a way to keep your kids away. Lock your door and put a do not disturb sign on, and have the oldest kids watch. I don't know, something. But talk about some things that we did when we were really poor.
Okay. Yes. In fact, one that we actually still kind of do sometimes now is just share a meal. So if you can't really afford a meal, there's actually two things. One, we'd go to the store and just buy something in the frozen section and
like a frozen dinner.
Yeah, or just the chicken cordon bleu frozen.
Yeah.
And then we'd just go home and cook it, and still lock the door and tell the kids, or put them to bed, and still have our alone time, so that we can spend this time together. So important for date night. And so you don't have to spend money, or go for a drive, or go for a hike, or and then the other thing, what was the other thing I was going to say about sharing? Oh yeah, sharing a meal.
Yeah, just split a meal.
Just split a meal.
Go somewhere where they offer lots of like complimentary things like bread or chips and salsa or something, so you can get full on that instead.
Yeah, and then you still split a meal, and then you can save money. And in fact, sometimes we still do that now, because we just learned that we don't have to eat so much. Of course, I like the leftovers.
Yeah, we like leftovers, but if you can't afford that, then just don't have leftovers and split it.
So anyway, there's some ideas to keep that fire, rekindle that fire. In fact, next time we're going to talk about some things about, if you're home a lot with somebody you haven't been with for a long time, and we give you some tools to be able to help start seeing the good and enjoying that relationship, where some of these things have been kind of thrown upon us, and we're going, oh, this is kind of bothering me. But anyway, we have some really fun things to talk about next time. Kim, our best Undercover.
Follow me, and together we'll make the world a better place.